Wait, I'm sorry. What? My fault. The bad little house just being sad all the time.
So, leaping at the opportunity to sleep with you.
Moment in your life, and please do not get.
So guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super uber mega excited to share with you guys another review, and this time we will have to speak about the relationship that is currently developing between Taissa and Van during this show that is actually a classic, and season 3 is already here and it's definitely delivering. I feel like season 2 was pretty good, but I feel like it wasn't good enough. But I do feel like season 3 is here to deliver and to make up for, in my personal opinion, for the poor performance in season 2. But before we get into further details and discuss everything that's going on between this amazing couple that's currently going through a lot, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and like I always say, your opinion does matter. So please give me your feedback if you guys are also currently watching season 3. So basically, if you guys don't know what the show basically is about, it tells the narrative of a team of widely talented high school girls who actually play soccer, in this case a soccer team, in this case a football team, who survive for playing crash deep in the Ontario wilderness, and they have to try to figure out how to survive. And they just go through a lot. So after they got saved, in this case they got rescued for, in this case, the wilderness, it is time to also showcase what happens to them, as years go by, and how that experience and that situation that you were in, affected this life, and as they grow into adult, food as well. So basically, I want to get and focus more on the relationship between Taissa and Van, and how everything between them just went from 0 to 100 real quick. So we're gonna start off with, in this case, Taissa. Just in case you guys don't know who she is, she's basically an ex-state senate and is going through a complicated split from her wife. And they're also trying to figure out a way on how to co-parent as they actually have a son together. And she's also at the same time still trying to fight off her demons, because her wife basically left her because her wife felt like she was putting their son in danger, and she had things to figure out and traumas to overcome, because she had this, demons always after her and making her do stuff and put herself into situations that were danger not only for her wife but also for her son as well. But things for her starts to change when she actually, gets close to Van again, because Van actually understands where she's coming from, because Van was also, on that crash, with her. So she also, knows what Taissa goes through and kind of understands Taissa as well. And as they are together, you can see that Taissa, mentally she's getting better. She's not, persecuted as much, by her, darkness in this case, because, when she's with one Wolfan in this case, things is just a little bit different for her, so it's kind of a positive effect on her in this matter. Then on the other hand, we have Van. So basically during season 3, she is battling cancer, and she's trying to figure out, a way to figure out if she really wants to be with Taissa, because she knows Taissa is going through a split from her wife, the whole co-parenting situation. She is also trying to figure out her health situation. How can she get better? What will happen with her? So it's a lot going on. So during season 3, at the beginning, you can see that the two live together, but they are not a couple. It's like this complicated, like we want each other, but we don't. But you can definitely see that Taissa is trying everything in order to pursue, in this case, Van, like asking her to go on dates. And of course, Van was also against it a little bit, but later on she actually ends up giving into it and be like, okay, let's do it, let's go ahead and go on dates. So that's how the two start to get closer and closer with one another. So it was kind of interesting to see that, Van wasn't giving it up so easy to Taissa. She actually made her fight for it. And there's a situation that happened. So basically, Van and Taissa, they went out for dinner, because in this case, Taissa wanted to take, Van out just to clarify things so that they can have like a nice date and just spend some quality time together. So while they were on the date, you can clearly see that Van wasn't feeling comfortable being there. She just felt like it was unnecessary for them to be at this very expensive restaurant, spend all this money for what? So, Taissa, to try to spark things up between them, she was like, hey, let's do something that we didn't do in a really long time. So basically, it's just run out of the restaurant and not pay the bill. So, at the beginning, okay, you can see that Van was against it, but, just to have some spontaneousness, she was like, okay, let's do it. So that's exactly what happened. They ran out of the restaurant, and in this case, the waiter that ran after them to pay the bill, actually got into an accident, and actually ended up passing away. So as the days goes by, they were contemplating about going back to the restaurant to pay the bill because somehow they feel guilty. So when in this case Taissa goes back to the restaurant to pay the bill, she actually ends up finding out, that the waiter that ran after them to pay the bill in this case actually ends up passing away. And of course at that moment Taissa, she was left in disbelief, but she didn't tell Van yet. So later on, Van actually ends up finding out, that her cancer, in this case, her illness, that she's battling, is actually not growing anymore, and that it is disappearing. And of course, Van was in disbelief because, she was just weeks ago like telling that she might be fighting her last battle, and now the doctor is saying that it's disappearing. So, she finally told, Taissa, look, I went to the hospital. The doctor told me that, my illness is actually disappearing. What is going on? I don't get it. And that's when they actually had a very interesting conversation because that's the moment that Taissa told her, hey, you remember the waiter that ran after us, that day we ran out of the restaurant without paying, he actually ended up passing away. So Taissa started to put one and one together. And it's like, hey, there was a sacrifice, in order for you to heal you, we had to like somehow, the universe, and this whole demon stuff, is actually coming back into the picture because, you just are getting cured by your illness. But before you got killed, the waiter actually ended up passing away. So that means, the fact that he passed away, it was a sacrifice for you to get better. And of course, Van at the beginning, she was against it, but then she started to put one and one together, especially after everything they went through. So after that, you can see that Daisa, she went after more answers. She needed to know more. She needed to know more. It's because there was always this like demon that used to appear for, in front of her. So she was like, hey, I need to go figure out what is the message behind it. So they went into this, ice cream shop that was abandoned that they saw on the TV. And that's when they actually saw this wolf. If you guys don't know, the wolf is actually a very like it has its own history, when it comes to the show. So that's the moment that, Van and Taissa realized that in this case the wolf, the demons, the darknesses that are basically after them, they want more, they want more, they want more, they are hungry. So it means to see that, maybe they will have to make more sacrifices, in order to, to satisfy this evilness that are following them, So basically, I'm currently only in episode 3, if I'm not episode 4, if I'm not mistaken. So there's still a lot to be unveiled, and I will definitely be keeping you guys updated. So Yellow Jackets is a classic, series. I don't feel like it needs no introduction. If you guys know it, you do, and if you don't, I will highly recommend you watching it. It's pretty queer in this case, and I definitely do enjoy it, and it's available to watch on Netflix. So go ahead, go to Netflix, go watch, go support. Come back here and let me know your personal thoughts on it, because like I always say, like, your opinion does matter. So yes guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next video, I really hope you all have enjoyed this one, and goodbye.